Parker Dougherty. He is the budget director for Mountain West, for the Marriott Library at the University of Utah. He's a fiscal officer for the Mountain West Digital Library. So Parker, we have actually distributed the budget reports.
Perfect.
And I am going to now project your report on the projector as well.
Okay.
Does somebody not have a printout? Here's the.
Okay. Well, hi. Thank you for having me. I'm popping in from some interviews this afternoon, so I'll try to be thorough, although I'll be a little brief. But the document that you have in front of you is a report from last fiscal year for Mountain West Digital Library. Let me explain the document a little bit just in case. This is effectively a summary of revenue and expense. We've got 3 columns. They're color-coded. So the first column is our budget column. That's the green one. And then the kind of salmon-colored pink one is our actual expenses fiscal year to date. So Kinza and I work together quarterly to go over the expenses to date, where we sit at with the budget, and then do a little bit of forecasting so that we can kind of get an estimate of where we'll end the fiscal year. Third and final column, the blue column, is the remaining amount, so it just gives us a quick overview for each budget line item. We can kind of see where we're at. So if you work your way down the page, the top section is our revenues. The middle section would be expenses broken out by cost category. And then the very final line at the bottom is our net revenue less expense. So as we look at the budget for last fiscal year, which would have been July 1, 2017 through June 30, 2018, you can see that we had budgeted $219,375 in revenues. That's broken out by the $90,000 allocation that UALC provides to Mountain West Digital Library. We have $120,000 from our member dues. There are 17 repositories. 15 get billed at the full rate, and then 2 at the secondary rate, because it's a second repository at a same institution. The miscellaneous revenue category is a reimbursement. It's a partnership that Kinza has worked out with DHA for a portion of Teresa's time. So you move down into our expense category. We have our main salaries and wages broken out between the director, the metadata librarian, a web development assistant, and a metadata assistant. Then we move down to section B. We have our fringe benefits that are associated with the salaries. And then we have our direct cost categories. And so these are things like the share of Primo annual hosting fees that Mountain West Digital Library reimburses to Marriott Library. We also have different categories like promotion and outreach, operational supplies, professional development and travel. This year we had expense for recruitment and hiring process for the metadata librarian position. We also have some funds for meeting costs for meetings like this, as well as our member meetings, as well as our board meetings. And then beginning this year, we have a DPLA membership fee. So that is for Mountain West Digital Library to be a member of the Digital Public Library of America. So in total, you can see expenses for the past fiscal year were budgeted at $248,176. So that would equal a deficit essentially of $28,801, which we would use our cash balance to cover. Then when you move over to the second column for actual fiscal year to date, we brought in all of the revenue that we had budgeted. Expense-wise, Teresa was hired in January, so we only recognized a half a year's worth of salary and benefits. And then you can see for the direct costs, out of the $41,689 budgeted, we ended up with $10,733 remaining. So overall for the year, you can see a net positive of $24,222. Looking forward into next year, We're going to have slight increases on the salary based on the inflationary increase that the university recognizes every July. We'll also have a full year of Teresa's time. So I would expect the numbers probably to be closer to what we'll budget for next year. Are there any questions on the activities from last fiscal year or anything else that Kinz and I could answer?
And this report will also be distributed to this group. So if you look at it after the fact and you think of anything, Parker and I would be happy to answer questions after the conference as well. So if something comes to mind later.
Okay.
Great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks.
How's the work going with the search committee?
It's good. It's good. Got
Thank you.
interviews lined up till 5 o'clock today, so.
All right. We'll look for that.
Okay. Thank you so much.